of a review. So we're going to solve by factoring. We've got a quadratic. So you could solve this by the quadratic formula or Euclidean squared, but this says solve by factoring, so it's another way to solve. You always set it equal to 0 for any of those. And then, what do we have to do next? What do you guys think? Yeah, we have to put it in order. So I have 2x squared first, and then minus 5x, and then minus 12 equals 0. Okay, then we always look for a GCF. Is there anything that's common to all three terms? No. Okay, so now we're going to do this method here. Okay, so what's 2 times negative 12? So we're looking for two numbers that multiply to be negative 24 and add to be this middle number, negative 5. Okay, so what multiplies to negative 24 and adds to negative 5? Scott, you push it. Okay, good. So negative 8 and positive 3. So we rewrite this with 4 terms. So instead of the negative 5x, we're going to put negative 8x, positive 3x. So our two numbers here with x's on them, and then minus 12 equals 0. Okay. Now we're going to factor by grouping. So just look at the first two terms. What can we factor out of that? Okay, 2x. And what is left over if I take a 2x out of here? Okay, x minus 4. Good. Okay, and what should we factor out of the last two terms? All right, if this is positive, then use a positive number. Oops, yep, 3, and that leaves me with x minus 4. Okay, these have to match, or you messed up. So now my first set of parentheses is what we factored out, 2x plus 3. My second one is x minus 4. And then we solve, right? Since it says solve. So set each of them equal to 0 and solve. Subtract 3, divide by 2, add 4. Okay, what we just found are 4 names for those things. What did we just find? Solutions, the x-intercepts, the zeros, and the roots. Okay? So if we were to graph this parabola, that's where the parabola crosses the x-axis, which means the discriminant is positive because there are 2 x-intercepts. Make sense? Okay. Anybody want to learn the guess and check method? You guys don't want to? I feel like Max might want to. No? You don't want to? I just want to show you. This is how I learned to factor back in the day. All right, so it's the opposite of FOILing. Opposite of FOILing, okay? So these two terms right here have to multiply to be the first term. Don't worry. What multiplies to 2x squared, you guys? There's only one option. Yeah, 2x and x. So it's going to have to be 2x and x. Okay, now, whatever goes here has to multiply to be negative 12. Okay, so this has to multiply to be negative 12. There's a couple options, right? 12 would be 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. So we'd have to guess. That's unfortunate, right? But I'm going to try 3 and 4. It's usually the ones closest together, but not always. All right, now how do we check our signs is we have to do this and see if we can get our middle term. My outsides, if I were FOILing, multiply to be 8x. My insides multiply to be 3x. Is there any way we can add or subtract these to get 5x? Yes, I guess right. Plus we just did this problem. So this would have to be negative in order to add 5x, right? So in order to get a negative 3x, we'd have to do that right here. This would have to be a negative 3x. This would have to be a positive 5x. And you don't have to do any other work because we just showed that it works in our heads. We obviously boiled it. Okay. I wrote a positive 5x right here. So it has to be positive. Sorry. I think that got, yeah. What's the first thing we always do? Make it equal to 0. So I'm going to add the 3x over to the other side. Okay, if you want to do the rainbow method, multiply to this, add to this, go for it. I'm going to do guess and check, okay? Because these are small numbers. I just want to try it and see what happens, okay? First two terms have to multiply to be 3x squared. So what would that be? 3x and x. That's our only option. Okay, the last two terms have to multiply to be -6. There are only two combinations that multiply to be -6. What are they? 1 and 6 or 2 and 3. I'm going to try 2 and 3. Okay? Now we have to see if we can get -7 by multiplying our outsides. So 3x times 3 is 9x. And my middle terms add to 2x. Is there any way to get -7 out of that? Yeah, which one of those has to be negative? Man, I guess so well. I'm like an amazing guesser. All right, -9x. So these have to multiply to be negative. This one has to multiply to be positive. And I factored. So that didn't have to do all the work either. Okay? Now we solve. So my first solution, set this equal to 0. We get -2/3. Set this equal to 0 and solve. We get +3. We have 2x intercepts. Discriminant's positive. Okay, that's the guess and check method. I really don't care which one you use. If you want more practice with that, I can help you out, okay? Whatever you like.